deeper than music.
The core of you, the fans, the truth is deeper than music, deeper than music. Simply the truth is the latest, the newest. It's deeper than music, deeper than music. The core of you, the fans, the truth is deeper than music, deeper than music. Simply the truth is the latest, the newest. It's deeper than music, deeper than music.
What up to everybody out there in internet land, podcast land. This is your man Furious, Deeper Than Music Radio. Behind every great song, there's an even greater story. 2019, first episode. I'd like to thank everybody out and about that's made 2018 a great year, and let's do that for 2019. And this show, we got a new segment that we're going to start each month. We had this guest on previously, and we talked horror movies. We talked a bunch of movies. Based out of London, we have Deano of UK Film Reviews here on Deeper Than Music Radio. How you doing, Deano?
I'm doing quite good. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you have a lovely Christmas.
Yep. And so what we're going to do this go around, we're going to talk 2019 movies, 2018 and then 2019 movies, and get Dino's reviews of the movies. And then anybody that listens to this episode, please comment and then let us know what you think. So Deano, my first question is, what were the standout movies of 2018?
Standout movies of 2018. Well, Ready Player One for definite, because it was just so brilliant. It was like nostalgia central. You had everything. You had bits from Back to the Future. You had stuff from Warner Brothers, stuff from Steven Spielberg, and it was just a brilliant movie all year round. Even when it came out on DVD, I still reminisced about how good it was.
Yeah, and that was you know what? It was a good movie. One thing that I wondered, I mean, this isn't film review related. I mean, they must have really spent a lot of money on the licensing, because like you said, you seen Back to the Future, you saw a bunch of like video game nostalgia, just a whole bunch of stuff. But I would agree with you on that one. That one was a real good movie.
It was one of those movies where you had to watch twice. Once just so you could actually know how the movie itself went, and then the second time it'd be like, oh, there's Marvin the Martian, there's Sonic the Hedgehog, there's what's his name? Is it four-armed guy from Mortal Kombat? And as a gamer, I'm gonna kill.
Okay,
I should know this. Is it Goro? Is it?
Oh, the main guy, the enemy, the main guy you got to fight.
It's Goro. That's it. Yeah, I was trying to remember his name, but I couldn't for a minute. But yeah.
Dang, you know what? I got to rewatch it now, because I don't think I caught him in there. It was so many different things, and then even like my favorite part was when he figured out you got to drive in reverse, and just the detail, and everything that was going on. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That was definitely a good movie. Any other ones that come to mind in 2018? Or?
Well, my fiance will kill me if I don't say this, because she enjoyed it that much, but I have to say Mamma Mia too.
Oh, Momma Mia too, yeah. Actually, I didn't watch that one, but yeah, I heard it got rave reviews, and
it did. It was worth every penny it got.
So let me ask you a question. I think with me, some movies, like, I'm interested to see how this Coming to America 2 and Bad Boys 3 is going to be. Like, when movies take so long to be made, was it well written? Was it cohesive? I mean, did it pick up to? Did you feel like it was a justifiable sequel to
Mamma Mia? You mean?
Yeah.
It was justified. Yes, there was. Meryl Streep wasn't in it that much, and she came in at the end. I felt it was kind of like her missing was kind of like a big hole, but I think the all-round fun of it just kind of made up for it. I mean, I know it's obviously, I think it was 5 years between the first and the second one, but obviously in a realistic time, it's been double that, but you still only think it was 5 years. So as far as time goes, I'd say that's quite viable. Okay.
All right.
As for the Flash, as for when it was Lily James's, when it was Lily James playing young Meryl Streep, I wasn't alive in the 70s, so I can't really comment on the fashion and all that. But as far as looking like the 70s, as far as bad fashion went, yeah, I'd say it was all right.
All right, then any other movies come to mind? I know we've been going back and forth. I guess I'll bring this up now. Venom. Me personally, the popcorn was good. Other than that, I want to know. I know you thought it was a decent movie. I just want to. I want your opinion because I gotta find something good about the movie. I was like, well, the popcorn was good. That's my
Yeah. As far as Marvel movie goes, obviously there's Marvel fans out there who think, oh, Spider-Man's not in it. But I think the way they got around it, so like saying Venom is from space and he gets everything from space, which is fair enough. I mean, if they introduce Spider-Man down the road, they could adjust it to that's where he gets his webbing from. I mean, I don't know. As far as storyline goes, it's actually from a Marvel Comics edition. I can't remember what it's called, but the whole Life Foundation thing is actually a proper storyline. So then basing the movie on that is actually quite marvellous. There's some movies you just look at it and think, yes, I like it, but you can't quite put your finger on why.
Oh, okay.
Although I will admit, Tom Hardy's Venom is a lot better than Topher Grace's Venom. Anyone who's seen Spider-Man 3
Yeah, because I actually
will know what I mean.
I went back because it was Spider-Man 3, right? That Venom was introduced with the last one.
With Sandman, Harry Osborn's Green Goblin.
Yeah, and it was that one was kind of weird. That third one was weird, and I guess if you say like I'm not an avid comic book reader, so if it stuck to the script, that makes sense. It just I don't know. It's just one of those. To me, it wasn't as bad as which one was the bad Batman? Was it Batman Forever with the one with Arnold and
Batman and Robin? But I mean, to be fair, Batman Forever was kind of sucked in its own right. The only thing I actually remember being good about that was the soundtrack, and I know this because my sister at the time bought it, and if she buys the soundtrack, it can't be that bad.
Yeah, that was the one with "Kiss from a Rose." Is that one?
Yeah, "Kiss from a Rose" and U2.
Okay.
What was it? Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, or whatever it was.
Yeah, that soundtrack was good. So it was you said was it Batman Forever? That one was the one that was horrible. And
Batman and Robin was mediocre, nearly killed Batman as a whole. Yeah. Batman Forever sort of started it on that downward spiral.
Okay, yeah. So it was that one, the one with Arnold.
Yeah.
And even with Venom, even the jokes were just like to me like. But I mean, if it stuck to the comic, and I mean. Yeah. So
it was a bit. Yeah, it was a bit disgusting, particularly when he was eating when he first was bonded. He was eating everything. I mean, he was eating frozen potato wedges out of a freezer. He's eating crab's brains. It was like, oh my god, this is horrendous.
Yeah. And I think the only good part was I know something happened in the ending that made me laugh. Did he kill the store clerk? Something. I was like, okay, that was cool.
Like a turd in the wind, which is also what some critics used to describe it, which was quite funny. Is like, so I can't remember who it was, but I did see someone actually put on their tweet when describing Venom, it was actually a turd in the wind, and I thought, hold on a minute, are you really saying that's bad compared to Joel Schumacher's Batman?
And 2018, I wanted to get your thoughts on. The Netflix crave. I guess like 45 million people watched it. I saw it. It was good. I mean, it was good. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't outstanding to me. But the Bird Box. What was your take on
the Bird Box? Now, I'd actually gone on my private personal page on Facebook and went, Bird Box. What is it about? Is it any good? And everyone was saying, oh yeah, it's quite good. But I watched it. I had to watch it with my niece because she wanted to watch it, who, by the way, is actually about 15, so she can watch it. And I thought, yeah, it's all right. I mean, obviously, you've got star powers in Sandra Bullock, John Malkovich. It's like I am really impressed when someone casts John Malkovich. But I remember finishing watching it, and I thought, why would this make me want to watch this more than, say, A Quiet Place with Emily Blunt and John Krasinski? Because literally they are like the same movie, only one's where you can't actually see anything and the other one is where you can't make a sound. And I actually hate the idea of having not to make a sound because just nothing. Because the thing is, if you've watched it, and I'm probably going spoiler alert territory here, but you just put a blindfold on I mean, yeah, there is the risk of taking it off, but for me, making a sound is far more dangerous than just wearing a blindfold.
And that's very true. That is very true. And I guess, I mean, the story was interesting. It kept me intrigued,
Yeah,
the
it
way
was.
that they did the storyline. But then, like you said, after all said and done, you're like, yeah, it's just being blindfolded and having to, yeah, exactly. And then with A Quiet Place, that movie had me on edge through and through. And I'm like, the way everything was done was brilliant.
Yeah.
Bird Box, after you get done with it, I mean, I guess the part that was intriguing, how they kept going back in time, forward and back in time, and then
Forward and
like,
backwards.
yeah, you have to kind of figure that out. But then when you put it all
Yeah.
together, it's like, okay,
If you're like me and you don't really get confused by, I'll say, altering times, then it's relatable. But if you're not used to it and you think, why is it going back and forth, can be a bit confusing at times.
yeah,
'Cause I've never been one of those. I mean, when you see a Marvel movie, I mean, everyone who watches Marvel movies will say this. Guaranteed, you start at the beginning, at the end, and then you fast forward or start in the middle or whatever. Then you fast forward to or rewind to like, well, why are we going back in time? Can't you just ruin the movie for me because I know what happens by the time we get there?
yeah. It kind of like one movie that took me a while to watch. I thought it was brilliantly done. Was and you had to watch a couple times back in the '90s, early 2000s. Memento was really
Ooh.
that was really well done.
It was because, well, for those who haven't seen Memento, it's about a man who basically has short-term amnesia. So it's like a day goes by and he can't remember. So he basically tattoos what's happened on his chest, on his actual body. Maybe obviously you can't really say too much because they'd ruin it. But
yeah,
that's basically.
Yeah. So, what movies do you have? I know it's been a year. So what movies would you like to discuss and review today and get into?
Well, I'll tell you what I have done. Just bear with me a second.
No problem.
Well, we did say last time, I seem to remember, that Bohemian Rhapsody was on the tips of our tongues.
Oh yeah, and it won a Golden Globe, correct?
It did. Rami Malek deserved that, although it has sort of had a bit of drama about it because obviously Bryan Singer was fired for, we'll say, various reasons, which basically can be interpreted in many ways. But the bottom line is it wasn't positive. I'll just leave it at that. And they had to hire somebody else to finish it. So that was sort of bit of a controversy, but it's a case of, yeah, he's directed, three-quarters of it. It shouldn't ruin how good of a movie it is because it is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. No, I like the movie. Me personally, I didn't become a Queen. I've always heard Queen. Of course, We Are the Champions on the end of Revenge of the Nerds. What else? Bohemian Rhapsody from Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, who can't forget that?
Another one, Bites the Dust, played many times on radio. So I really, and then I'm a child of the 80s. Live Aid was kind of around the Michael Jackson, We Are the World, around that era, MTV and music video. My babysitter at the time watched a lot of music videos. So knew who Queen was, but didn't really, really, really know the backstory. And I will say this movie kept me engaged. It was interesting, and let's just say that the way, I guess the fascinating thing to me was the way they made Bohemian Rhapsody, the song itself, very unorthodox song, and then just the story behind. It gave you the story behind other Queen songs, and then also just how a little insight on how wild Freddie Mercury's life was, and how fame, and even I didn't know that he was I forget what nationality he was, but I didn't know that, when I first knew about Queen, but it gave an interesting story, and then his struggles. And then the music, of course, it was built around the music, which they made phenomenal music, so I thought it was well done.
There was a critic in my country, I won't name his name because obviously I don't know if anyone who actually follows him does. But he actually said Bohemian Rhapsody was, I'll say, near enough a waste, and Brian May and Roger Taylor should be ashamed of themselves because it's not what the audience wanted. Not a direct quote, but near enough what he said. But no, I don't agree with that at all.
It was a well done movie.
It was.
I just I like how they kept things in moderation. How they gave you enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some of the parties were like, "This is wild."
I would say even with the parties, it was like, right, we've seen one party. Just imagine that every single day. We don't need to see too many parties.
Yeah.
Plus, too many parties obviously detracts from the entire story, and obviously the fallout of Freddie going his own way and everything that happened.
Yeah. So when I saw the movie, they did a preview of a movie that's coming out of another great British musician. But even the preview, I'm kind of confused of what direction they're going to go with this. Is it fantasy? Is it a musical? Is it
it's Elton John, isn't it?
Yeah, a Rocket Man.
There's something about that. I actually did learn this the other day. The chap who actually finished Bohemian Rhapsody, Dexter Fletcher, his name is, he's actually directing Rocket Man, which is Elton John's movie.
Oh, that's going to be interesting because, I mean, yeah, I'm interested to see how that plays out.
So from Queen to Elton John, all I'm going to say is if he did a good job with, say, a quarter of Bohemian Rhapsody, imagine what Rocket Man's going to be like.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I mean, I was intrigued, but there was one scene I was like, okay, this is gonna be a little bit different. When he was playing the piano and everybody started flying in the sky, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a different take on it. Yeah, so I guess we both agree with Bohemian Rhapsody, well deserved, well movie, Golden Globes deserved.
Yeah.
So what we'll do now is we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back and just go down the list of movies that you want to review and what movies to look out for 2019. All right, and here we are on Deeper Than Music Radio with UK Film Reviews. Deano here on Deeper Than Music Radio.
I'm gonna get by. Every day and night I'm out here working overtime till I'm tired. I got lyric after lyric, song after song. I've been grinding in my car all night long. Cause it is my refuge, my personal space. Whatever emotion I'm feeling, it's my getaway. So if I've been away, I go. Crazy how the time goes by, sitting in my car all night and I'm looking at the moon and I'm looking at the stars and I'm wondering if I'm going to see tomorrow. I wanna know if I'll ever make it like the big stars, have a big star, live a boulevard, have a fancy house, cause I work so hard. I just wanna make it for my family. I gotta make it for my family. So if I've been away,
Radio, that was Candace with 1993 Camaro. The single is hot. She won 5 Grammys. She worked with Chris Brown. Who else did she work with? work with various people. Work with T-Boss from TLC. But anyways, that was a quick break, and we're back with UK film reviews. Talking more movies. We just talked Bohemian Rhapsody. Talked a little bit about Venom. So, Deano, what other movies were on your radar?
I mean, the movies that I've reviewed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Star is Born.
That also got a lot of rave reviews. How did you... So this is like I heard this has been remade a couple times. So
yeah, I think this one that Gaga and Cooper have done has been the fourth. The last one was Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson. Now, I must admit, I have not seen the other three, which sort of means I get to take it with a fresh perspective. But oh my God, what a movie!
It was that good. I've yet to see it.
Yeah, I have actually said, and I can quote myself on this, if this is a movie, this is near enough to perfection as a movie can get.
Wow.
It's not very often I say that.
Yeah, and what were the elements that made it such a standout movie?
I think what it is, because we all know as Lady Gaga the singer, but we've never really seen Lady Gaga the actress, so it's kind of like we go in there with fresh minds like, oh, is she going to be any good? Is she not going to be any good? It's not like, say, I don't know, let's just say take Amy Adams, for instance. A lot of people wrote, oh, it's a case of, right, she's a singer, so we know she'll do at least one good thing. But it's a case of, can she do something else? And she just nailed it. Mm-hmm. Bradley Cooper, first-time director. I mean, we have a first-time, I'll say, a singer who's in a first movie, first time. An actor who's directing his first movie. In reality, it should all go to pot, really. It should, but it doesn't. It just works.
Yeah, because I know she's done some acting, mainly American Horror Story. I've seen a few episodes, and she wasn't that bad. I know her, as far as her music, is not as dominant as it was back in the day, but I think it kind of revived her music, and then also a fresh take. I mean, it's Lady Gaga without the Lady Gaga,
the weirdness,
yeah.
Just strip back, right? This is Lady Gaga. This is who she is, and let's just take it from there. Let's not take her for how we know her. Let's take her for how she appears to be.
Yeah. Wow. So it was a good movie. Okay, that's definitely something I have to add on the list. So were there anything you didn't like or would like to see more of, or just like you said, it was a great movie?
I will say one thing. I know it started off quite all light, but it did get quite dark towards the end. I don't want to ruin it too much, but let's just say the end was about as dark as you probably could think it was.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it yet. But if you haven't watched it, it's really worth a watch.
Oh, okay, man, I have to check that one out. Okay, so
I'm not sure watching it on Valentine's Day might be a good idea.
So it's not one of those type of movies. I guess
yeah.
I'm thinking it's one of those, man, and I hate to make this stupid analogy because that movie is no way in comparison. You know how like Coyote Ugly, okay, I want to be a singer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got more depth than that, huh? So it has its highs and lows. Okay.
As a horror man, I think you'll be quite excited about the next movie I've got on the agenda.
Okay, what movie is that?
Halloween.
Oh, okay. So with this one, was it? No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a Rob Zombie affair with this one. Or...
No, what they did was they took Carpenter's original and just basically said, right, from Halloween 2, which was in, 1980s? Right, just push everything after that to the side, and then we'll just do this as a sequel. So it's been 40 years. Michael Myers has been locked. He's got caught on that night. He's been locked up. That's it. He's been locked up 40 years. Right, let's make a movie about 40 obviously, it's the 40th anniversary of Halloween. So let's make a movie at that point. Which is exactly what's happened. There are references to the other ones. I mean, when Michael gets his mask back, there's a scene where he grabs a mechanic's teeth and then unloads them in a public toilet. Which, in Rob Zombie's Halloween, he actually killed someone in a toilet. There is actually a little nod to the original where where you have Laurie's granddaughter walking on the path like Jamie Lee Curtis did 40 years ago with her three friends.
Yeah.
And then, you know which bit I'm on about, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe the line is, so it wasn't Michael, your grandma's sister. They said, no, that was all, it was just a hoax. It was all made up. So they also steer clear away from that sort of Michael and Laurie are brother and sister. So they steer clear of that.
Wow, and this one, Jamie Lee Curtis was reprised her role, right? But now she's older.
Yeah. Older, PTSD'd. I'm going to have to say she's more like a war machine. So like she's one of these people who prepares for the end of days.
Yeah.
She's sort of like that, only she's preparing for his return, which inevitably and obviously that does happen.
And I guess the only one of my friends, he's an avid Halloween watcher. He said the only thing was, because I mean, there's been so many, like Jason. There's been, matter of fact, you know what? I was something I was streaming, and they had Jason 2000 when he's out in space. But I guess the thing is, like, it's tying this all together. Because even my friend was like, "Well, what about the Halloween that had LL Cool J in there? It doesn't all tie in together with this movie." And I guess that was the thing he found hard to kind of...
Yeah, because everyone who... Yeah. He was probably like the people who watched Halloween 4 and thought, is this carrying on from Halloween 3? When obviously Halloween 3 was nothing to do with Michael Myers whatsoever.
Yeah, so it's just like...
So it's just like, wipe the slate clean with from 2 onwards, from when 2 was made up until, obviously, this one. Let's wipe the slate clean. Let's just go to a straight sequel.
But overall, you thought it was a good movie,
yeah.
Well executed.
There's one bit that made me cringe. Yeah, if it has to be a good horror movie, it has to make me cringe in some way. Now, there's one kill in there. I'm not going to say who it was, but that made me cringe. And it's also done by, I think it's by Blumhouse Productions, who have done a lot of the Conjuring universe. Oh, okay. So. Yeah, so if anybody who's watched Insidious or The Conjuring or anything like that will know that Halloween was in good hands when they made it.
So it has that signature horror feel, because I know I watched The Conjuring and Insidious. Those are really good. Those are really good franchises, good movies.
Yeah, very good. But yeah, I truly think that proper horror fans like me who are hard to please will be very pleased. But obviously, there will be some who are like, "Oh, it's just another Halloween. Why do we need another Halloween?"
Yeah,
but it's not. It's better. It's better than it's better than H2O and Resurrection. Let's just put it that way. Let's just look at that.
Yeah, we haven't seen Michael Myers go into the future yet, like Jason 2000, whatever the hell that was.
Jason, I did actually like that movie because obviously I'm a sci-fi nut and I like the imagination that went into a lot of it. But overall, it was a bad movie.
Yeah. So, what else do you have on the list for us here?
Right, Creed 2.
Okay. What was your thoughts on?
Jesus Christ! Could they have made a movie any more personal? I will say for anyone who's not watched the old Rockies that Ivan Drago, he killed Creed's dad. Yeah. So it's obvious. So now it's Creed's son. It's Creed's son facing Ivan Drago's son. So it's literally could not make it any more personal as a movie.
Yeah, and it's the '80s line was the famous line, "I must break you."
I will say that. I will say one thing about that line. If everyone who wrote it and had anything to do with it wanted to make sure that Ivan's son was just like his dad, well, they did an immense job, because let's just say if you would not want to be anywhere near him in a dark alley because his stare is that bad.
So did they was the carryover in energy the same as, which one was that? Was that Rocky? It wasn't Rocky 3, was it?
No, it was Rocky 4. I think Rocky 3, if my memory serves me correctly, was with Mr. T, I think.
Oh, yeah, it was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, right? Mr. T.
Yeah.
So, like, say, for instance, I'm going into to Rocky 4 and then I look at this, is it a decent carryover? Does it make sense? Was it well written?
I think it was.
Okay. But you say it's really personal, so they actually, I guess, because he did kill his dad. So and then,
yeah.
Okay.
But there's also more to it, and I'm not going to say what it is because obviously anyone who's not watched it will get a bit of a spoiler. But if you thought it could get personal, as in any more personal than it already could have, it doesn't. It gets more personal. It's just a case of watch it and you'll see what I mean.
So you recommend the
I recommend it. Yep.
Okay.
Now, my first stinker... Sorry, carry on.
Oh, no. Oh, go ahead. What was your first stinker?
My first stinker, Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yeah, I wasn't going to see that movie.
Yeah. Thing is, I watched it, and obviously, in the sequel discussion, the sequel has to be bigger, better, with more of everything. Now, I will admit there's more of everything. It's expanded, obviously, but...
He breaks the internet this time, right?
Yeah, it's wasted. It's a missed opportunity. It really is. I came out of it, and I just kept thinking, do you know what? I don't love it, but I also, at the same time, don't hate it. You know, I should really do one or the other, but I never did. I mean, I just feel the same, and I thought, no, I don't.
So you were just
that's probably I was kind of in the middle. I wasn't impressed by it, and I didn't really like it, and I didn't really love it either.
So I guess it seemed to have like a whole bunch of characters. So it was kind of like like with the characters and the usage, kind of was like Video Player One. Was it expanded like that? Yeah. But you said it was a missed opportunity with all the resources they had.
Yeah, someone actually said though that was better than Ready Player One, and I must have laughed for about 5 minutes when I read that, and I thought it is not as good as that. I honestly thought he must have been a bit high when he actually wrote his review.
Yeah, because I mean, well, yeah, I'm glad I didn't see that movie. Yeah, I didn't really see Wreck-It Ralph, the first one. So
first one was brilliant, it really was, but this one is just like. It's like Mario when he's been hammered by Donkey Kong. It's that bad. That's that bad.
Wow.
So if you've got any kids, it's perfect because kids will just watch it every day. There's Disney princesses in it. All the girls
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, if you got the princess in there, how could it go bad? I know there's one on your list that I wanted to bring up because I knew it was going to be good. The 80s nostalgia. I found the Transformers franchise can get a little bit heavy with the CGI, but with Bumblebee, one thing I hated was they changed when they first did the new Transformers franchise. Was they changed up the Transformers from the 80s, and this gave me that nostalgia, that 80s original Transformers feel. And I gotta say I loved Bumblebee, and mostly for nostalgia's sake. I mean, it took us back to the 80s and the original Transformers franchise. What were your thoughts on Bumblebee?
Literally near enough the same as yours, because it was a lot better. Although I know that if there's any wrestling fans watching, I'm going to be sorry what I say, but at the same time I'm not. John Cena is the worst WWE actor ever.
Oh, and you know what?
He really is.
One thing that I saw that we didn't do in the 80s, we couldn't take selfie in the 80s. I think she took a selfie next to Bumblebee. I looked at my girlfriend, was like, wait a minute. We didn't do that in the 80s. But now that you say that about John Cena, you know what? Yeah, he was kind of stiff.
Yeah. It was like you couldn't even shine a light on him and he wouldn't do anything. And his reaction wouldn't change.
Yeah.
But the one thing that has been continuous in near enough all the Transformers movies is everyone still gets duped by the Decepticons.
Yeah.
Why is that? That's why there's deception in their name. That's why they're called the Decepticons, because they deceive.
Didn't somebody say that in the movies too? Like, hey, wait a minute, their names are Decepticons. We need to think
probably. That. Yeah, but it's like, even though it's this is the 5th, 6th movie, and they're still not even thinking about that logic. If it would have been the case of they would have named them something else, then that's fair enough, or just gone by the robot names and not bothered with the actual name of group, which is fair enough. But the fact is, they still bring it on, and still makes me scratch my head thinking, why does nobody take this seriously? They call it Decepticons for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, I should point out, just while we're on the subject of Bumblebee, Haley Steinfeld, absolutely brilliant. As proven, despite giving Matt Damon and Jeff Bridges a run for the money when she was about 13 or 14, can carry a movie, and the song she did for that movie was brilliant.
Yeah. All right, so, I mean, as with good interviews, time flies by. We got like 10 minutes. So I guess
got 10 minutes? Right.
Yeah, we can.
I'll just quickly run off my other ones I've got, just for everyone else. So, Widows, which is overrated, seriously. There is some good bits about it, but it's just overrated. Mm-hmm. Where are we? Look at that. Aquaman is probably better than aside from Wonder Woman, better than the entire DCU, the universe.
Wow. So this one you said is good. Yeah. Okay. I haven't watched it yet. I was on the fence. I was actually in between Bumblebee and Aquaman. I chose for Bumblebee. So.
Yeah. Aquaman's nearly taken $1 billion everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So that's on par with Batman v Superman. The last one, Spiderman Into the Spider-Verse, absolutely brilliant. And I swear to God, if anyone says to me animated films are rubbish, go and watch that. I can't heap enough praise on it.
So I heard, like, with the animation, it was pretty cutting edge. Like, it was some of elements of it are ahead of its time. Do you think so, or? Yeah,
I think so. There's always new technology being developed that we know absolutely nothing about. Although I will say, they actually, because I watch a lot of Big Bang, they actually use I believe it's a super collider that proper scientists use, and actually made that out to be the bad weapon of the piece. Just one downside, Liv Schreiber's Kingpin is not the best. He's not bad, but he's not the best. Not if you compare to, say, Vincent D'Onofrio from Daredevil TV series or Michael Clark Duncan from the movie 14, 15 years ago.
And as far as 2019, any movies on your radar for this year that we should look
there
out
is
for?
A lot. For everyone who likes M. Night Shyamalan, I would recommend Glass.
Oh, is that the one for Invincible, right? 2?
Yeah, for Split, Unbreakable, and Sixth Sense. Yes.
Yes.
Horror fans wise, where is it? I'd recommend Happy Death Day to You. I've seen the original, and it is really original, and I really like it.
So that's the one where they keep dying, right? Or
where she keeps dying, by different means to find out who's killing her and why. The only problem is it goes a bit deeper than that in this one. Excuse me. Obviously, Avengers and Captain Marvel first, though, I should point out, because Captain Marvel is either next month or a month after, and Avengers is end of April. Oh, yes. Any Ryan Reynolds fans? Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
He's going to be in
worth
that?
A watch. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
Deadpool himself is voicing Pikachu. Kids ones out there recommend Toy Story 4, Lion King. Any Fast and Furious fans? There's Hobbs and Shaw out. If this is right. Summertime. It Chapter 2, which I know a lot of people are looking forward to, me especially, allegedly, is out late August, early September. Just seeing what's out Christmas. Oh, not looking forward to this, but I'll say it anyway. Frozen 2 is out at the end of the year when we all start Christmas shopping.
Oh, yeah, so there.
So obviously, we're all subject to change, and obviously the release dates now might change, but off a quick look, those are what I'm quite looking forward to this year.
Okay. And we mentioned, did you see the last Deadpool, or has it even come out?
Seen both of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean Once Upon a Deadpool Christmas?
Yeah.
Yes, I did actually. Yes, I would stick to Deadpool's rated R version. However, if obviously you don't want to show your kids rated R version, it is very good. It's also quite funny in bits.
So I know it has like the Fred Savage and what was that movie that he was in? The 80s.
Oh, I know what you mean. Oh, what is it?
Was it The Princess Bride?
Well, it might be that. I was thinking about Freaky Friday. It's what the 80s one was, but I can't remember for the life of me what it's called at the minute.
Yeah. So,
but it was that. I just can't remember for the life of me what it is. I'll probably remember it by the time we do the next one.
And I know for this one they dumbed it down for a wider audience. And you said even when it dumbed down, it didn't have the appeal. Because I mean, one of the appeals for Deadpool was the rawness, you know.
Yeah.
So. Oh wow. And I'm trying to think like any honorable mentions. I really like last year. I really didn't do too much movie watching. I am interested though. I do want to see how they tie in the Marvel. How they tie that all in? Because
there's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Your thoughts on Solo? What did you think of Solo?
Oh. It was a Star Wars movie we never wanted. We all wanted an Obi-Wan movie, but we got Han Solo instead. And apparently it's just been a movie that has been fraught with disaster. I mean, the guys who did 21 Jump Street and they did Spiderman Into the Spider-Verse. They were supposed to be directing it, but obviously creative issues. So we ended up with Ron Howard, who used to be on Happy Days. And obviously there was the star who couldn't really be Harrison Ford, so he had to have extra lessons. And I'd pick it, but unfortunately I'm not, so it's not on my radar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know it seems like now that, you know, Star Wars is with Disney, we got let's just do these spin-offs. And I kind of felt too, it I don't know. It didn't really grab me. It even what's his name is I forget his name. The guy.
It's all right. Even I can't pronounce his name, so I can't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
It's Aiden something, but I can't remember his name. But yeah, he was. Oh God, no.
Yeah, and I mean it's not the I know episode the first when they revamped it in '97.
Yeah,
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, sorry, 9. Yeah,
it wasn't that bad, but I put it around that. Around that, yeah.
Episode 9 was just episode 4, just retold in a different time. Same with episode 8. Hopefully, episode 9 will be better, but then again, we don't know what LucasArts have got up the sleeve.
Yeah. So, man, I guess my takeaways is I'm gonna have to definitely check out Aquaman. A Star Is Born was well worth it. We both agreed that Bohemian Rhapsody
is better than some critics make it out to be.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. Critics basically make it out to be as bad as the song was in '78, but the fact is, it's not.
Yeah, no, it was the movie was good. I mean, I was definitely. It actually motivated me to watch some biographies, and the accuracy was pretty good. Well, Deano, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you for coming out again. Like I said, listeners, we'll be doing this once a month, and we definitely have the movies to check out. And listeners, if there's anything that you want us to review, let us know. And Deano, where can the listeners find you and say if they have questions or want to comment on?
They can find me on my movie reviews page, or they can send me a message on my movie reviews page on Facebook. I am working on the Twitter one, but it's just a case of trying to sort everything out. But in time, I will have. If you need any reviews, you can just leave it on the link when it goes online.
Okay. Well, guys, you heard it here on Deeper Than Music Radio, our movie reviews segment here with Deano. Thanks again for listening, and let us know what you think. And next month we'll have a whole batch of movies to review for you. And Deano, thank you for taking the time out there. I know it's nighttime out there in London, and
it is.
and
thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for listening.
Oh, not a problem. And you heard it here on Deeper Than Music Radio, film reviews with Deano. In my mind, find a time to relax, kick back. This track plays, yesterday seemed miles away, couldn't stay. Had to gather my things, catch the train of thought, spark the vision. Better living, given the chance, enhance this dream, make it seem true indeed. Leave a waste of space so I can chase venues, talk to you through tunes, room back, see the sack rap about how it went down. Found music to
get through. Soothe these, release, be at peace, manifest words, deferred pain, sustained, remain at the top of my game. Came, never left, till my death, a verse dispersed, exhale, farewell, I was full of love of hip-hop, till my heart stopped. Rock mics till my life passed. It's furious. Back in the day, wish you could stay forever, never left my side. Spread your wings and fly.